Coming up on this marathon preview presented by Skechers, you'll get an in-depth look at the training regimen of legend Meb Keflezighi, a former champion of the New York City Marathon, also Olympic silver medalist and multiple-time U.S. champion. And you'll get valuable training tips from Meb as he discusses the Skechers Go Run and Pro Speed shoes and their innovative technology. Meb's Road to New York, presented by Skechers, starts now. The lights of Times Square are shining bright here on the eve of the New York City Marathon. Hi everyone, I'm Harry Chickma. In just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by Team USA running star Meb Keflezighi, who is one of only 2 people to win an Olympic silver medal and a New York City Marathon crown. He looks to continue that magic this year in Manhattan against quite possibly the toughest and deepest field this marathon has ever seen. Also coming up in this broadcast, we'll take you on Meb's quest for his second New York City Marathon title as he prepares at high altitude in Mammoth Lakes and races for the first time for a new footwear sponsor, Skechers, at the Rock and Roll Half Marathon in San Jose. And you'll hear about the incredible journey this man has been on from his humble beginnings in Africa and also the pride he takes while representing America and winning an Olympic silver medal in the marathon competition at the Olympic Games. That and more coming up next as Meb will be joining us after the break. We'll be right back. Hi everyone and welcome to New York City on the eve of the New York City Marathon. Harry Chickma alongside the champion Meb Keflezighi, a champion of the marathon here in New York in 2009. Also the first time you ran a marathon back in 2002. So a very special place for you, Meb, to be back in Manhattan.
Well, it's great to be always to be back to New York, and yes, this was my first marathon in 2002 which I had a very bad experience, but that's what a marathon is about: perseverance, overcoming obstacles, and I never want to do it again, but I'm back again for the 7th time just because I love being in New York, I love competing, and I look forward to Sunday on a great challenge. And for me to be able to come here and be able to run the streets of through the 5 boroughs, it's a treat, and it happens once a year, but I wouldn't want to miss it.
And when you won it in 2009, how did that help propel your career?
Oh, New York made me. I mean, winning the 2009 Engineer City Marathon was huge because I was 2nd and 3rd place in 2004 and 2005. Close, but still far away, but to be able to win the 2009, overcoming the pelvis fracture and not making the 2000 Olympics. For me, 2009 Engineer City Marathon was the Olympics for me, and I tell that my brother actually when I skipped the 2008 Engineer City Marathon because I didn't think I was fit enough, but when I come back I want to be able to give a challenge and be able to win it and beat as many Olympians as I can, and I did in 2009.
And this city is truly unlike any other city in the world, New York. And when you won the marathon, I was talking to your brother Howie. He said that's when the really big marathon actually began, and that you had all the interviews and you had to go to a lot of big events after winning there in 2009. What was that experience like?
By winning the 2009 Engineer City Marathon was a huge accomplishment for my career, but also for U.S. distance running. And to be able to be called and to be on the Thanksgiving Macy parade and to be part of that as a champion is huge. And to be able to enjoy the streets through the parade just to kind of wave, whereas usually, you're running through it and a quick, but to be able to enjoy that moment was huge. And to be able to have the coverage that I got after breaking the 27-year streak to be the first American to win it was a huge accomplishment, not just for me, but for my family and for U.S. distance running.
And now looking forward here in 2011, you want to win your 2nd marathon. What's the training been like? I've seen you at Mammoth Lakes really going in the high altitude, so talk about your training now.
Training for this year, 2011, has been great. I had a little bit of hiccups at the beginning of the year, but I'm healthy and the training's been consistent, and I've been happy with Skechers to be able to give me the opportunity that what I love to do is run, and I hope to be able to come on top on November 6th.
And your first ever, time with Skechers was at the San Jose Half Marathon, the rock and roll event. You won that again. That's one of your favorite events. How did the Skechers shoes help you prevail there?
Well, with the Skechers Go Run is a natural way of running. the way we're supposed to by having a mid-foot strike and be able to propel you forward. That's why we move our arms so we can go forward. But the technology they have built, it allows you to do that, and that means less contact ground time, which means you going off the ground as fast as possible. And it's been fun to be able to work with them, and I give them a big push in San Jose, but I hope to give them a bigger push on Sunday. Well, most distance runners in the world do train at elevation, and when 2001 I did my first altitude training, I was able to break the 10,000 American record, and I said I was sold on it. And if I was going to compete against the best in the world, I need to live and train like them and be committed. It is about the altitude, but also the less distraction that I have there is so focused. I mean, I've been breathing and sleeping and running the last 3-4 months for me, because with the support that I get there, the support I get from my wife, the support I get from my coach, and people believe in me, and I don't want to let them down. So I just work hard, and elevation is the way to go to be able to take it to the next level, and that's what I've done the last almost 10 years.
And I know you have a book out now, and you are living the American dream. You know, you came from Eritrea, you had to spend some time in Italy, you came to America with nothing but your family, essentially, and then you were able to get a scholarship at UCLA and raise an amazing family. Tell me about that experience and, you know, how that was coming here and really having to work from the bottom to the top.
Well, the name of the book is Run to Overcome, and I co-wrote it with Dick Patrick, who knows a lot about the sport. But our parents, to my brothers and sisters, gave us the opportunity to the land of opportunity. We've been here over just 24 years now. You know, 6th grade when I came here, I did speak English. None of my brothers and sisters did, but my dad woke us up about 4:30 a.m. so we can learn English. It's just all about hard work, and they said you have this opportunity that we didn't have, that your cousins didn't have, and your uncles don't have, so don't waste it. And we took it to heart, and we just try to work as hard as possible and to be a better people, better citizens. But for me, it's a little bit notoriety because I'm a runner and I'm on the spotlight. But the whole point is our family just strive to be the best and excellence, and we have done that, many of us, and we are thankful to the U.S. But at the same time, you know, if you work hard and you keep your dream alive, you will prevail. And for me, even in 2009, remember, I was in this hotel where I couldn't walk. You know, I was on my knees and elbows after having my pelvis fracture because I couldn't put any weight on it. So if I want to go to a place, I have to go to use the wall to be able to balance. But if you keep believing that what you have here in the heart, then you will achieve it. It just might not happen tomorrow or might not happen next year, but if you keep at it, it will eventually happen.
Well, very inspirational. Meb Keflezighi, a true hero here. And we'll hear much more from Meb coming up next from New York City. Stick around. We'll be right back after these brief messages. The road hasn't always been easy for Team USA running star Meb Keflezighi. Born in Eritrea in 1975, he came to the United States at age 12 with nearly nothing but his family. That's when he had to teach himself English and use running to help earn a better place in society.
I always say surround yourself with good people, and I've been very fortunate to do that. You know, my coach for 17 years has been Bob Larson since UCLA days. But I also had a coach in high school, Coach Ed Ramos, and on a personal note, Ron Tabb, who was a miler, also have helped me be who I am.
Meb eventually went on to earn a scholarship as a member of UCLA's prestigious varsity program, where he was an All-American and won 4 national NCAA titles. As a professional, Meb has multiple U.S. national championships, a New York City Marathon crown, and an Olympic silver medal, and he gives his family much of the credit for his success.
He's a huge inspiration for me, and we've been through a lot, and we have a book called Run to Overcome, which I co-wrote it with Dick Patrick. It's an amazing story of our journey from humble beginning of Eritrea to through Italy and to the land of opportunity of America. And we didn't speak English, we only had the clothes on our back, and that's about it. But we have done some great things because we know that the opportunity the parents have sacrificed for us gave us the opportunity to be who we are, and all of us have gone to college and gotten our diploma and be able to perform and be good citizens. That's ultimately what we're going to be judged on. Yeah, I might be an athlete, I might get the notoriety for running, but my brothers and sisters have done very well, and it's because the parents gave us the opportunity to be who we are.
And racing has not only given Meb his livelihood, his dreams, and an opportunity to inspire others, but it also served as a catalyst for raising an amazing family.
This is a special place for us. 2004, Meb was preparing for the Olympic trials, and I was taking a break from work, visiting San Diego and then San Jose, and he happened to be here. It was fate, call it what you want, and he came over and said, "My name is Meb. I'm getting ready for the Olympic trials, but I'd like to, get to know you." And from there, it's history.
And the impressive history of Meb continues as he maintains his focus for the New York City Marathon while representing Skechers and the United States.
And now with the Mammoth Track Club, Coach Terrence has been helping me a little bit with the mechanics of it. I might run the race, but just like my sponsor Skechers and Power Bars, and there's been people who have been invested in me, and the least I could do is perform well and expect the best. I'm very excited and delighted to Skechers for giving me the opportunity along my career. And with the Go Run is what I've been using on my twice a week. It's very lightweight and flexible and midfoot strike. I really believe the midfoot strike is a natural way of landing the feet. And the same thing with the Skechers Pro Speed. It allows you to, not hit the heel. Even though you do that, it might be slightly, but with this one, you'll be able to pick up a little more. So I've been doing that in training and the rest of my career with the Skechers.
Also comes with a lot of sacrifices, very disciplined. It's a 24-hour job, 365 days a year. It's not like NFL or NBA where you have your preseason, full season, and you get a break. With running, it's a full-time job, nonstop. What you eat, what time you sleep, how you rest, year in and year out. Sometimes you miss those weddings, sometimes you miss those christenings, but ultimately with those sacrifices come like the Olympics, come like New York City Marathon winning. And so, like I said, it's one of those things that comes with sacrifices, but ultimately you have the greatest pleasure of being a champion.
Time for a quick break here on Meb's Road to New York presented by Skechers. We'll be right back after these brief messages.